Pierre, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Chris?
I love them glasses, man. I love them glasses.
A little something, something. You know how we do here, with Hollywood folks. But I ain't in Hollywood. I'm in Georgia right now, but
Yeah, man. Well, first things first, ladies and gentlemen, Pierre on the Chris Gunther Show. Pierre, thank you so much for joining me today, man. I
oh,
really
we got.
appreciate
Hold
it.
on, we got my girl Symphony in the house too. Symphony's in the house. I love it. My co-host on the Comedy Hype News program. Good show to be on.
It is. I've seen every episode this far, so I need y'all to keep it going. Like y'all doing a good job. Only thing I don't like is when she's outnumbered going against you and Capone. I'm like,
Well,
hold
let's
on
do
now,
that.
we got to even this up because y'all be trying to grill my girl, but she can
I
still
do,
hold
we
her
do,
own.
we do. But she holding in though. She holding on though. Come on now. She hold her own up in that joint. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, she holds her own. I'm just saying, let Rita come back in there. That way y'all can even things up a little bit. Just saying.
Oh, damn, damn. All right. Well, there you go. I like Rita too. Rita does her thing too, so it's all good, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, first things first. Like, how did you get in touch with Comedy Hype, and how did that whole deal come about for you?
Well, they heard about me, and they do a segment where they interview celebrities, and they brought me in, um, and I did a really good job sitting down talking to them. They thought the authenticity of me being there talking to them. They felt it. I kept it real, and then about a month or two, my man John came to me. A month or two later, John came to me, who runs Comedy Hype, and he said, "Hey, man, I got a show idea. I would like for you to, look into it." And I looked into it, and it was the Comedy Hype News. And I've had a great experience. John's a good brother. I mean that I do a lot of business with a lot of people. And a lot of people ain't that good. Ain't about their word. My man's about his word, man. And I got nothing but love for John over there at Comedy Hype. The whole team is really down there. It makes me feel comfortable. So if you enjoy what I do over there, it's a direct derivative of them, making me feel comfortable over there. And I even wind up doing my own podcast. John say, my shirt right there. It's because it's on YouTube. Look on the comic Pierre. We have a lot of great guests. But it's because of my man John Comedy Hype. Gave me a little place to do my thing also.
How much fun is it working for Comedy Hype?
It's fun. I mean, seriously. I mean, they let me run. They like just do you, P. Just do you. And good or bad, they let me roll with the way I need to roll. I appreciate that. They don't try to hold me, constrain me, put some constraints on me. And what you see on the Comedy Hype News is me. I'm going to tell you how I feel. It doesn't always go along with what everyone else says. I don't go with status quo. If I feel something, I'm going to say it. If you don't like it, put it in a comment. I get it, But one thing you won't do is find me pandering to people. Look, it's funny. Whenever I go against black people or something that black people do, it's my white side coming out. For some damn reason, it's my white side. Not my common sense side or the facts. It's just, your white side coming out all the time. What the hell wrong? There's no damn white side coming out. It's just my facts coming out to me.
So what made you decide to get into comedy in the first place?
Watching, it's a natural, innate thing in me. I was always funny. I grew up in Europe, and my father was in the army. And my mother was German. So my mother, she was a performer. She'd always want me to perform for company or whatever, and I never had a problem with that. And just when I moved to Washington, D.C. when I was 11 years old. I moved right into the inner city. So I went from Germany, think of Sound of Music and everything, straight to the hood. Like, oh, shit, it was a different thing. And I had an ability, what we call it in D.C., called joning, talking about somebody snapping on somebody, ranking, bagging, whatever you want to call it. And I was good at that. I had to defend it because I got there looking like Prince on his first album. I had long flowing hair and shit like a girl. So them the hood niggas got on my ass bad, So I had to defend myself verbally. And from there, it just turned into me, being a class clown. Eddie Murphy was hot, and I decided to say, hey, one day I was looking in the newspaper. I saw open mic night at a comedy club, local one, and I went down there, and the rest is kind of history.
What was it like your first time doing stand-up?
I was funny. But first of all, let me tell you, because everybody gives a story like, man, it was a dare and all that. Man, it wasn't no damn dare. I wanted to be a star. Shit, it was what it was. I wanted to be a star. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I wanted to be a star, and I didn't bomb the first time I was on stage. Now, what I will say is I did jokes from Rodney Dangerfield and a guy named Stephen Wright. Because I didn't know what jokes were. I went up to a comedy club. The first night I went was a Friday night. I went up there, and they had like a feature act. It was a black guy. So it was a white comedy club. It was a feature act. And I asked them between shows, I asked him how to get into comedy. Like, how you get into comedy? How do you do this? You know? And he said, his name is Kevin Lee, a good friend of mine to this day. He said, go home and write 5 minutes of jokes and come back on Thursday night on amateur night. And I went home. I got in the car. I was driving home. Like, what the hell is 5 minutes of jokes? You know, I know how to Joan. Talk about your shoes, your head. You know what I'm saying? That business attire you got on, that Jehovah's Witness suit you got on right now. I'd have talked about that right there.
You gonna talk about now? Just remember, on my show, I can fire the jokes back at you. Now, I'm just saying,
brother. This is what I was born to do, brother. Okay.
I love it, but just remember, you come for me, I can come back. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut up and let you get back to talking.
That's what I do, brother. You act like I did that lunchroom. I know what I look like. Shit, I know what they look like. Okay, so once we start. But back, let me finish the story real quick. You can go and hit me with all you want to. You know,
I ain't gonna do it to you, man. Go ahead.
It's all good. I gotta come back. Okay, I scanned your pictures, Negro. Okay, I went through your page, homie, your IG page. Okay.
Yeah, and you saw how good this brother looked instead of when I'm talking to. But go ahead.
Well, it's all the best thing you got going on for you is your new wife, nigga. Okay, on that, it's all hell breaks loose. Okay, I seen the picture. You lucky you got her. Okay.
Okay, let's get one thing.
Her.
Hey, and guess what? She still got me, and that's all that freaking matters.
That's all that matters. You're right. So count your lucky star. But back to my story. So I went home and I had Stephen Wright had an album out. A comedian named Stephen Wright and Rodney Dangerfield had an album. And from there, I just took their bits and I turned them into more ethnic, jokes. And I went back on amateur night for my first time and went up and did my 5 minutes and killed. And it took me about a couple of months to stop doing them jokes and do my own stuff. But I just had to get up there and do what I had to do. So that's how I started.
When you first started, were you nervous or did it just come natural to you?
No. I'm nervous today, to this day. I'm nervous. Now, let me tell you something. There's a difference between nervous and being scared. I'm not scared. I'm nervous. Now, some people can't equate to that. They don't understand it. And I'll put it into an easy layman's term. Having sex for the first time with somebody. You ain't scared. You might be a little nervous, but you know what the hell to do. You're just a little nervous, but you're not scared. Well, you shouldn't be scared, but you know what I'm saying. So it's the same thing. Every time I do a show now, I'm still nervous. It's the energy I need, see what's going to happen. It's a live audience, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no cut. Let's do it again. You got to go out there and you got to wing it for an hour in front of some people. They may not like it. They may like you. You never know what it could be. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing of being nervous, but I'm not scared.
What was it like being on Def Comedy Jam?
Oh my God. It was, well, I was a young pup. I actually did, my show was the 4th show that ever aired. The 4th one, not the 4th year, 4th week, the 4th show. That was before Chris Tucker and Eddie Griffin, all of them before they came out. A guy named Bob Sumner, my man Bob Sumner, he worked for Russell Simmons. He had to go out and scout for the comedy before the show started, before they started filming. And they did like 6, they did 4 shows first. They filmed 4 shows, and they did so well. They didn't air them. They just filmed them. They did so well. They said, okay, you get picked up for a whole season. So they probably wanted 9 more shows or whatever it was. So he had to go back out and look for some more comedians to fill, the next 9 orders of shows. And he flew to L.A. and the owner, my man Michael Williams from the Comedy Act Theater in L.A., where Robin Harris started and stuff like that. He recommended me and 2 other comics. And the guy came out, Bob Sumner came out, saw me, boom, said, I want you to come and do Def Comedy Jam. I had heard about it because the other couple comics went and filmed already, but I didn't see it. I didn't know what it was going to be, if it was going to be large or whatever. Remember, this before Comic View and all these other comedy shows, urban comedies. Only thing we had was the Apollo at that time, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't know how big it was going to be, if it was going to be good or not. And so I went out there, and it was cold. I think it was November. Yeah, it was November, because I wound up airing, I think, in January. The show I did, like mid-January, whatever. Because January, I think whatever. I don't know the dates exactly, but November. It was cold as hell in New York. I remember we all came to the hotel. The comedians I flew in with D.L. Hughley, AJ Jamal, Simply Marvelous was on my plane. A couple other comedians were William Wilson. A couple comics were on our plane. We were all excited. We didn't know. Oh shit, we're going to New York City. Now New York City was known as like they would boo your ass because of the Apollo. They were like, man, you better have your shit ready, dude. You better have it ready. So we went there and we went to the hotel. I got a per diem, that's a little extra, like spending money. No, per diem, they're spending money and stuff. I was like, oh shit, it was like $50. But remember, I'm a young pup. Excited as hell. I had my little badge, my laminate. I was excited about my laminate. I was like, hell yeah, Def Comedy Jam, laminate too and shit. It was a big deal. And it took us on a little bus to the venue. It was called the Academy Theater, downtown New York, right in Times Square. But we had to park and walk past the line that was, going into the theater. And I'm walking around with a little, my little jean outfit on, my little thing. And we got the thuggish niggas in line, thuggish, Timberland boots and hoodies, look like Wu-Tang Clan all the way through the damn thing and shit. And they just staring at us like we some old sucker ass dudes coming through. They sucker ass. They got their linen suits on, and it's not linen, but Chess King suits and whatever that bull jump we was wearing at the time. MC Hammer outfits on. We walking past them thugs, and we had to get in between because they were going around the building, and the side of the theater, which is the building. Well, there was a door. They had to spread, let them go back a little so we could walk through. And they looked at us hard, hardcore. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be terrible. These are thugs out here. I heard about New York. They're gonna boo me and shit. So I go, and people don't realize this. Every show they did 5 comedians. Whoever wasn't funniest got eliminated. So wow. you better bring it. Yeah, there's a lot of cutting floor comics on the cutting floor. So they eliminated some of them. So you see 4 comics, but only 5 tape. That's why when Bernie Mac had said, I ain't afraid of you, motherfucker, I ain't afraid of you. What happened was a comic in front of him had got booed, named Butch Burns, a good friend of my old school dude. He got booed, so that's why he came behind and said, I ain't gonna be afraid of you, motherfucker. It wasn't that he was about the crowd. He was saying because they had just booed another comic, and that comic never aired. So remember that. They always take a comic off. So when I was on the show, the reason I was doing it so fast and so blah, 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 and being shot at McDonald's and running around, because I ain't want them to boo me. I was like, hell no, I'm going to keep on talking so y'all don't boo me and shit. So that's why the energy came as fast as it came. Because I didn't want to get booed or heckled and shit and, be out the show. So my first experience was what it was, man. And it was fun, It was fun. It was a new thing.
Did you realize at the time how iconic that whole entire show was going to be?
No. Remember, we didn't see it. We hadn't even seen the show before. Remember, they taped like 4 episodes or 6 episodes before we even came. It never aired. So I went out there not even having no idea. But let me tell you, when it hit. When that thing aired, I remember going to the beach with A.J. Johnson, little Ezel from Friday.
Yeah.
Now, Friday hadn't been taped yet. He had I think he did a Kid and Play movie with him playing a Jerry Curl and drip, drip, drip. Robin Harris said, look at that, drip, drip, drip throughout, whatever. He played that. So he had a little bit of part in that thing. But me and him went out on the beach together walking. And he was jealous. Everybody like, oh my God, you're doing Def Comedy Jam, being shot at McDonald's, Def Comedy Jam guy. And he was like, man, one day I'm gonna be up there. I was like, shut up, man. He's walking with me. So yeah, I had no idea how big it was gonna be.
From there, you would go on to do the film Def Jam's How to Be a Player. How much fun was that to film that film?
Well, actually, I did Baps first.
Correct. You did Baps and then Def. Well, you're right. I just figured since we talked about Def Jam, let's talk about that one.
No problem. What happened was, it was cool coming off of Baps again. Baps wasn't aired yet, so I had a little momentum of just, well, I didn't have a momentum. I just didn't know. I did Baps. It hadn't aired yet, so I did How to Be a Player. It was cool. It was, went in auditioned, and me and the girl who wanted to play my girlfriend in it, Elise Neal, great actress, she was auditioning, and she was leaving the room. I went in and auditioned my part, and who helped me get ready for my part was my girl, Nikki Gilbert from Brownstone. Me and her were like at her house working out the lines the night before. So she really helped me. But when I went in, I did such a good job. They ran out and got her real quick and said, hey, come back in here. We need you to come back. And she came back and me and her did our scene together, which wound up being in the movie with me together. So it was fun. For what it's worth, it was fun. Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite scene from that movie?
Well, the good thing about it, a shout out to my man Lionel C. Martin, the director. Good dude. I'm going to tell you something about Lionel. He's a good brother. He directed the movie, but he had them white folks and them executives on his back every scene. Don't do that. Take this out. Move that out. He was just like, oh my God, I'm trying to make a movie here. It was on him every second. Put more black women in the scene. Put more ass in the scene. He was trying to make a movie. I remember talking to him, man. He was really frustrated, but I love the fact that he said, P, do what you want, man. I came up with ideas. Like, I wasn't supposed to have the underwear with the whipped cream and the cowboy boots. I was just supposed to answer the door with some drawers on. I didn't think it was that funny. So I hollered at him. I said, can I change it? Can I do this? He said, cool. The scene when I go into that dominatrix house, where Bill Bellamy goes to the dominatrix house, I was supposed to just be at the door, open it, that's it. But I wanted him going in and grabbing that chair, the gynecologist chair, and humping on the chair. He let me do that. What else? A couple of those scenes he just let me do myself, which wound up becoming scenes that people remember from the movie. Like, yo, man, when you did that scene, that was funny as hell. You did that. So to say what particular scene I like the most, I can't really say which one I like the most, to be honest with you. I mean, I like doing the movie. I really can't. Maybe I would say that the scene when the girl broke my door down, you know, and even though I had the line about you're going to pay for that, knock the door down and shit, my security deposit, whatever I said, that, and them slaps was real too. She didn't
Yeah,
want to
I was
slap
just
me.
about to ask, like, so are they like real slaps or they was play slaps?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I had a headache after that. Now, here's the thing. She didn't want to slap me. The Hollywood slap. We do this. You turn your head at the right time. You do it at the right time. I was like, damn, let's make this happen. So I told her to slap me. She was nervous. Like, I don't want to slap you for rest. I almost went, bitch, slap me. You don't slap me now. I'm calling you a bitch. Bitch, slap me. And she hauled off and bye out. My whole ear was ringing and shit. I was like, oh, God damn. I played it off. And I told the camera crew, all right, you get one more of them. One more. And ain't doing it again. After that, it's going to be some fake slapping. And she hauled off and bow, hit me again. And woo, so my face was red. My head was hurting and stuff. But I did it for the film.
And it worked. And then, like, of course, we got a chance to briefly talk about Baps. Let's hit on that for a hot, second. How much fun was it to create that with Halle Berry?
Well, it was fun. My man Robert Townsend directed it. He would see me at the comedy clubs, and he said, "Yo, man, I got something for you." I was like, "All right." So eventually, he called me one day and said, "I need you to come to the Beverly Hills Hotel." And I went there on a Sunday, and he brought me in the room and to the lobby into a little cafe area, and there's Halle Berry sitting there, and we started talking, and I got the part. I was like, okay, cool. And that was actually my first movie, and I just loved it, man. I didn't know I would be as good as I was, to be honest with you. People think I did a good job in the movie, because I had a little dramatic scene at the end with dancing with her and stuff, and the funny scene. It was just natural. And I knew after that, when I got the responses from that I was built for this business. I was like, okay. So, that was my first movie, and it was fun. I went on my boy AJ, he was crazy as heck. And my girl Natalie Giselle, who played Mickey in the movie, she killed it. And we're actually going to do a play, Baps the play. We were just doing rehearsal before COVID. We do a tour and play with it. Mm-hmm.
With COVID shutting a lot of things down, and you are a comic, you're always on the road. Are you afraid to get back out there and start doing stand-up after the COVID lifts, or if even
Nope.
COVID will ever fade out?
Nope. Maybe the white side of me, but I'm not a scared Negro. I'm going to get out there, bro. I'm healthy. I work out. I'm not saying I want to catch it and die, none of that kind of stuff. But I work out. I eat pretty well. I drink. I exercise. We got to live, man. We got to live, bro. We got to live. There's people who say if a vaccination comes out, they don't want the vaccination. Okay, well, you might as well just stay on home all the time, the rest of your life. I mean, COVID ain't going nowhere. It's like the flu. The flu ain't gone. So, if maybe they might find some medicine that can help it not be as bad. If you're waiting for that, that might be 4 or 5 years from now. I'm not about to wear a mask for the next 4 or 5 years. That's not going to happen, And I hope we in society don't, if you don't realize it, if you take care of yourself and you don't have no pre-conditions, chronic condition, and you're not over 70 years old, you have a 0.00002% chance of dying from it. So, there's 330 million people in the United States. 330 million. Okay? 330 million people in the United States. I'm not saying I disrespect the folks who are passing. That's what. Mm-hmm. But 160,000 died out of 330 million. And out of those, 95% of those were elders and had chronic conditions. So only 5% of that number died because they were just regular healthy people. Again, I'm not disrespecting the people who died, but I'm not about to sit here and worry myself to death. I don't want it, and I would hate to have it, get it, and pass away. But I'm not about to live in a shell. I've had about 7 friends who had it. They got it, and they went through their system, and they're back to normal again. So we can live from that. We can live. It ain't AIDS, motherfucker, okay? It ain't death sentence, in 20 years necessarily. I know people saying, well, you might die. You might mess with your organs. Okay, all right. Well, let's stop eating all that junk you're putting all the preservatives in your body. Let's work on that. So we don't have no high blood pressure or diabetes. That's killing you too. The sweets and sugars and all that cholesterol, all that kind of stuff too. So, let's get real with this.
Do you feel that because everything has been shut down, like when you jump back out there on the road, your stand-up will be 10 times better because you had all this time to prepare?
No. You don't get better by preparing in the house. You get better by getting on stage, you getting that muscle working and working. That's why you see big-time comics like Chappelle and Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. They do a tour first before they put that up on, like a Netflix special. They got to work that muscle first for a while before that. So being home ain't no muscle. And you guys gonna get tired of hearing COVID jokes in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Every damn comic comes up, COVID, 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 COVID. You're like, all right, we know about COVID. It's like trying to tell a 9/11 joke. You know what I'm saying nowadays? You know,
Yeah.
like, all right, nigga, we heard the 9/11 joke. Let's move on. So maybe the first 4 or 5 months, COVID jokes, cool. But after that, you know. So I'm not trying to do too many COVID jokes. I'm not trying to spend a half hour on stage with COVID jokes. I got other things to talk about, my life experiences. But, you know, it is what it is. I just hope we get out there. Some comedy clubs are opening up, you know. And I respect the people who fear coming out there and don't want to come out. Shit, I get that. But we need to move. We need to move. We need to move forward. We're not built like this. We're not built for this. We're not built for wearing masks all day. We're not built for being 6 feet away from each other. We're not built being nervous around each other. That's not what we're built. We're human beings. We need love and we need connection. Let's be real. That's what we need. And so you eliminate that. That's killing a lot of people. Mentally, they're going crazy. People. That's why what's going to happen is after we get back out to normal life, if another virus happens 5 years from now, it won't be the same. Niggas going to deal with it. Okay, they're not about to shut down the city again. Shut down jobs. That won't ever happen again. Let y'all know this. So the next virus comes, it's going to be, if it's the same conditions where 0.0002% people die who are healthy, it's going to be what it is. They're going to, you know, people might mess with masks, but they're going to work. They're going to do work to the gym. It's not going to happen again. So we're living through an extraordinary time. I don't believe it never happened again like that.
With everything that, you know, we've been through as a country and with everything that, you know, you've been through as a comic, the highs and the lows, how do you stay motivated in the difficult times?
So somebody said something about your family. I do think about my family, bro. I'm not saying I wouldn't wear a mask around my family, but again, my family is pretty taken care of. It is what it is. I'm not about to be, you know, afraid. But, you know, you said how to stay motivated. It's in me, man. You know, I can't explain my motivation to help someone else motivate. You got to motivate yourself. It's just what it is for me. Right now, I'm doing my podcast. I'm doing another show, Comedy Hype News. I mean, I'm just not built for laying around, sitting around. Just ain't built for that. So I don't know how to tell you what I do. Maybe help you out. I don't know. You're either going to lay around or you're not going to lay around. But I'm not built for this. I know I'm lucky to have another 25, 30 years left, you know, of good years. Not, you know, old. So why waste them laying around the house?
Yeah, I agree. That's why it's something that I always do is even after I get done shooting this, I got to go shoot something else because I feel like if I sit down, I'm going to lose the motivation to keep going. And I don't want to do that, especially because I'm still like super young. So I definitely agree with that. With every comic that you've seen, who are your top 5 comics of all time?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. George Carlin is one. Of course, Richard Pryor. Now, you say comic. It's a way to say that. Now, comic is stand-up or someone who does stand-up, acting, and other stuff. What are you asking me? Stand-up just on the microphone or movies and all
yes,
that?
your 5 top. All right, so the top 5 comics, stand-up comics. Who you got? Top 5 stand-ups.
All right. So it would be George Carlin, Paul Mooney, a guy named Rodney Winfield, Richard Pryor, and I would have a toss-up between it's a 3 toss-up. It's a threesome. It's a 3 toss-up for the last 5. It is. It's Chris Rock, Chappelle, and Cat Williams. They're probably my 5th altogether.
Do you feel that?
Better than the other.
I was just about to ask, out of those 3, do you feel that because Dave has done a little bit more recently that he's actually surpassed him?
No. Surpassed them in relevance right now, sure. But that is not, I would not disrespect their body of work because they're not working right now. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. Just like me, if you ain't seen me in a movie or something, I'm what? I ain't shit no more? Really? I ain't shit no more because you ain't seen me today? No, sir. If you respect what I've done before, then you got to respect what I've done. You know what I'm saying? Biggie did what? 2 albums? You don't just say, nigga, he ain't had 20 albums. That's why he ain't good. Them 2 albums was what it was at the time. He lost his life right behind that. You know what I'm saying? So when people say to me, how can you put Biggie with Tupac or whatever? Tupac did more or whatever. And he did more. But what Biggie did in them 2 albums was amazing. You know what I'm saying? He did 2 classic albums. So, you know, there you go. So that's how I look at it.
How can people support you on the podcast?
You can look up Bow Down. Let's go ahead and get that in. Bam, Pierre. Podcast. You can go to my first. You can work on my IG, which is Comic Pierre, which is up there. And almost all my handles are Comic Pierre. You can go there, but on YouTube, my channel is called The Comic Pierre. I'm not sure, Comic Pierre or The Comic Pierre. Right now, we got the Country Wayne interview, funny interview. I've done Miss Juicy from the Ricky Smiley Show. I just had Gary with a T yesterday. I have RL from Next came through. I have a mental health specialist. We did her. I got Killer Mike's gonna come up next. Who else? Scrappy. So I'm getting, wherever I can get. I'm trying to reach out for a little Bootsy, man. I can't really believe, man, how many people are coming through my little podcast. I just started the podcast like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
That's because you're a legend.
Coming? Shit. I'm surprised. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was gonna have to have you as my guest. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah. It is what it is. Give it up for our guest
dang.
this evening, Chris Gunther. Okay, yeah, here he is.
I love the little shade, but trust and believe me, one day the whole world's gonna know my name, and you're gonna be the first person that looks back over and be like, man, I knew that kid was gonna be something special when he had his Jehovah's Witness suit on.
Well, people know Jeffrey Dahmer all over the world too. But I mean, what you saying?
Yeah, but he ain't me. There's a difference.
Okay, so world population, world notoriety ain't always good. So we'll see.
You dang right. It's not always good. I love doing stuff like this. I love it. See, this is how I'm not like a sensitive reporter. I cut the mics off, be like, I can't talk to this guy. Nah, man, it's all.
Erica say low blow.
It's all, hey, low blow. It's all good, because trust me, when I sign this $1 million contract one day, somebody gonna look back over and be like, that kid called it out. Like, you dang right I did. But regardless of it,
I'll be one of the first ones to say it too. In fact, I'll be the first one to say, hit a nigga with 10 stacks real quick, man. I need a little 10 stacks, man. Come on, dude, give me right, man. Give me 10 stacks.
Yeah, well,
but I like what you're doing, brother. Seriously, man. I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate being on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever think I'm a bit above people's stuff like that. I love the fact that you're doing something. We're all the same, man. We just got different avenues, different levels right now. You know what I'm saying? There'll come a time when you may, like you said, be the guy that's the most popular guy on social media doing his thing, or have a show, and people will be begging you to come on your show. So I'm glad I said, hey, I was there before it got really started, but really kicked off in a big way.
I appreciate that. I really do. Good. Last couple questions. What things you guys have coming up for Comedy Hype that the people can look forward to?
We're still doing Comedy Hype News. It comes out every Friday. Love the show. We're in discussion of some stuff where I do some interviews, some personal interviews, with some celebrities. So we're looking for that. But just keep supporting that channel, Comedy Hype News. Good people over there, man. He's trying to do it correctly, not salacious. He's trying to do it correctly, and I can respect that, and I appreciate it. That whole cast over there is trying to do some good stuff. So please support that, as well as my stuff, my handle, Comic Pierre, everywhere you can. And let me know you saw me on the Chris Gunther show. I can't wait to see the numbers on that, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see. All right.
Oh, we definitely going to see. Last question. If anybody wants to connect with you or follow you, how can they do that?
Just hit me at IG at Comic Pierre. DM me. If you want some real business, let me know. If you're in the Atlanta area, I'm looking for some interns for my show. So hit me on Comic Pierre. Let me know some interns. We're looking for people who can get some research on some data, some topics, and so forth. Come down on the show. My crew is a hell of a cool-ass crew. We got a young, fun crew. We are COVID safe. We make sure we wash everything down. We wear masks and so forth. Take temperature. Make sure it's legit. So if you want to have somebody want to do intern, and understand what an intern is. Don't come out here for coming out there one day and be like, damn, man, you want me to look at research to me names or whatever the case may be. Man, if you on that kind of tip, then don't even come over there. And, if you come help me, man, you might mess around and get one of these shirts. One of these shirts fly now. These shirts are fly, man. And pretty soon they're going to be on sale on my YouTube channel. But right now, these shirts fly.
Hey, well, we getting some exclusive looks right here where nothing else needs to be asked. Pierre, appreciate you for the time today, bro.
I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time. I'm out.